Hello, everyone. So right now I'm going to talk about spending quality time with your children and what that exactly means, actually. So you want your children to feel important and special, right? Well, that can be hard to do if you follow today's standards. So what I mean by that is in modern society, they tell you that you should only have 1.7 or 2.3 children. And that anything more than that is just plain selfish because you don't have enough time to spend with them, right? Well, that alone can cause mom guilt in you. And just knowing that other people think I'm being selfish, me feeling like I'm being selfish because maybe I can't spend individual time with my kids all the time, that just makes you feel guilty. And this world does not need any more mom guilt. I mean, the whole world's against mothers right now. And so I'm here to tell you that that is not the way that it is. So some concrete ideas, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can spend time with your kids. And first off, I'm going to tell you, it does not have to be individual one-on-one time. You do not have to be sitting down with just child number 2 or 3 or 5, or in my case, 13. And that is not necessarily quality time just because you're with them one-on-one. I incorporate my kids throughout my day into my routines. So what I mean by that is, for example, I have a morning routine that I follow. I have a very structured morning routine that if I don't get my, for the most part, get some of the essentials done, the first things done, then I have a really hard time with staying focused throughout the day. That's just the way I am. But I have a number of things that I do, and I only have to get the first core stuff done in order to feel like I'm being productive for my morning. So that being said, my kids know this, and they are very careful with their time in the morning, so that way they don't disturb me. But the way that I spend time with them in the mornings, I let my kids have coffee. So if they get up at a certain time, they get their coffee and they come and sit with me, and I'll have my prayer book or something. And usually it's after prayers because I'm usually the first one up. Sometimes not, but recently my older girls have been getting up and doing their morning routines a little earlier than me. But the younger ones will get up and they'll sit next to me, and they'll actually get some coffee, and they'll sit next to me and read their book while I'm reading my book. That is quality one-on-one time. It doesn't have to be you sitting down having this little conversation with your children, independent of everything else that's going around you. It doesn't have to be like that. So a child just has to feel special. They have to feel independent. They have to feel like they're wanted and needed. And so them coming in quietly with their book, sitting down next to me, they know that they're spending time with mom. They're touching me. They're sitting right next to me. That's something that I tell people is look them eye to eye, face to face, when you're speaking to them. If they come in to talk to you and you're on the computer, stop what you're doing, especially if it's something as mindless as Facebook, right? Stop what you're doing and look at them. Give them that attention that they're wanting because they just have a question. Granted, there is boundaries, and I do expect my kids to respect that. If I am sending an email, if they see me typing an email, they know that they're just going to stand there and they're going to wait until I'm done. And then I can talk to them. So there is boundaries you have to set. But what you can do is incorporate your kids into your routines. And so, like, for example, the morning routine with their reading their book. Or if you want to spend some time with your kids, and like right now I'm at the point where I don't do dishes anymore. I have enough dishwashers, and so and we don't own a mechanical dishwasher, by the way. So I'll have my kids sitting there washing dishes, and if I think that I need to be in there with them, like I haven't felt a connection with them for a while, I will go in there and start washing dishes. And that means that I get to spend time with whoever's drying, whoever's rinsing, putting away, whatever. I'm in there with them, with all the kids. So you're spending time with all of your children. That is not that's a good thing. That can replace that single one-on-one time to a point. I mean, you do want to still have some time with them. Another thing that I do is when I go grocery shopping, or if I just do a grocery pickup, I will take one of my kids with me, 1 or 2, depending on the situation. If they are acting like they need independent time, like they have some questions about something really personal, then I will just take them. Or if they're kind of, I don't know, some of my girls can be kind of, I don't want to call them cry babies. It's not the word I'm looking for. More of like a cry. Or they're really emotional. They're just having an emotional day. Well, then there's something going on that you need to address, and I would choose that child. Or we have a half-mile long driveway to our mailbox, and I might choose a child that needs somebody to talk to while I walk down the driveway. I'll take that child with me. Let's see, I have a list next to me of stuff. See, something else that we do. Oh, if I'm running errands in town, like the grocery pickup or whatever, then I might take a different kid with me to have coffee. They'll sit in there and have coffee with me. They might have, I'll pick up some lunch. I'm a fast food junkie, unfortunately. We'll sit down and have a sandwich together. And that gives them a chance to talk to me. And even if it's something personal that they want to talk about, maybe they just miss mom. That's okay. Another thing, my husband, he will get up in the morning and the two of the little girls will sit on his lap. And that's a routine that they have established. So every morning they get up and they have coffee with daddy and they sit on his lap. And then when they're done, my little boy gets up and usually he's next on the lap. Another thing we do, we call something, this is something called the birthday outings. Every child usually on their birthday, but not always, because depending on what's going on in the day, we will take them into town to get something that they need. So it could be they need a new pair of shoes or something like that. So we'll get them whatever they need. If I don't have a birthday present for them, because I don't waste money. So at least I try not to waste money. If I can't think of what that child wants or needs, then I will actually let them pick out their birthday present. I mean, when I was a kid, I would have loved to do that, right? So it's not that they have to get the surprise, to like your birthday present from you. So I will take them out, let them pick out the present, and then we'll go and get them a coffee or get them an ice cream cone or something like that. But this is time that is devoted just to them. And usually it's my husband and myself, because he's self-employed, so we can kind of arrange a schedule for that. If that's not possible, then I do it, and then he takes them to work on a day that is more possible for him. And sometimes we'll take them out to dinner. Usually we'll let them pick out what restaurant they want to go to for lunch or dinner, and that's where we would take them. But that's just another example of a time when you can spend with your kid a birthday outing. I recommend that you, biggest thing is use your body language to talk with your kids. So you might walk by them and just put your hand on their shoulder and squeeze their shoulder, or give them a hug for no reason. Just walk by and give them a hug. But again, when you're talking to them, if you're talking to your child, look at them eye to eye, because they need to see that you are focusing on them, and that is giving them that independent time that they need. Something else, I just want to tell you that if you're trying really hard to be a good mom, then you're probably being a good mom. So you need to dump that mom guilt that the modern world has for all of us mothers out there that aren't just doing exactly what they say needs to be done. I don't want my kids to turn out like the modern media's children. Those kids out there that our society is producing, that is not what I want for my kids. So if they're telling you to raise your kids one way and you don't want your kids to turn out like the media's, like modern children, then you need to raise them differently than what they're teaching you to raise them. So step away from what society is telling you to do. They're telling us to have 1.7 kids. They're telling us to give them their college education. By the way, that's a whole nother topic. I can't stand college. But college education, they're telling you to devote all of your resources to your children and give them what you didn't have growing up, right? Well, no. Your children lacking in some things, that's a good thing, because it helps them grow and it helps them work for what they want in life. I had to work for everything. I wasn't handed anything. And by doing that, that causes you to grow stronger children, not children that feel like they're entitled to things. And we want to get away from that entitlement mindset. Very important. So you're not going to get mom guilt from me, by the way. As long as you're trying, that's good. So let's see. I'm trying to make sure I got everything that I wanted to talk about. I do want to tell you, just remember to relax. Just loving your children throughout the day, and just relax. If you're trying, you're doing a good job. I mean, you obviously need to improve. I mean, everybody does. That's just the way it is. But if you are trying hard, and you are not just saying you're trying, by the way. I have some family that says, yeah, I'm trying to be a good mom. And you can just tell that their mind and heart are not there. The children are a burden, and you need to get over yourself. If you think your kids are a burden, they're not a burden, okay? That's what we're here for. We are not here to work. We're not here for our careers. When we die or in our old age, we're not going to think, oh, wow, I was such a good, I don't know, accountant or I don't know, whatever. That's not what we're going to think about. We're going to be thinking about our kids, and we're going to be thinking about, did I give them everything that they deserved? As far as from myself. And you need to think, what are your regrets going to be? And fix that now while you still can, so that you don't have those regrets, right? See, that is about most of what I want to talk about when it comes to quality time with your children. If you're feeling that you don't have enough time to spend quality time with your children,